So in this class we will discuss about the speed control of DC motor drive using control rectifier. Okay. We know that control rectifier, control rectifier or the control converter for DC drives are generally operated on the principle of operation of phase control, where the phase control depends upon either natural commutation or line commutation. In industrial applications, the drive circuits make use of more than one thyristor. Okay. So in such circuits, so when incoming thyristors is turned on by triggering, it immediately reverse bias by outgoing thyristors. Okay. And turn it off. So as the phase control converters need no commutation circuitry, these are simple and less expensive. Okay, and therefore there are widely used in industrial applications such as steel rolling mills, paper mills, traction systems, and so on. So this control converter DC drives can be categorized in two ways depending upon the supply systems, that is single phase and three phase systems. Control converter DC drives depends upon quadrant of operation. So accordingly they are classified into single phase semi controlled converter DC drives and single phase fully controlled converter DC drives. Okay. So single phase semi controlled converter DC drives is further divided into separately excited DC drives and series motor drive. And similarly, the series single phase fully controlled converter drives are further classified into separately excited DC motor drive and series motor DC drive. So now we will discuss about the single phase semi controlled converter connected to DC separately excited motor drive. So semi control converter means it consists of two SCR T1 and T2 and two diodes. Okay. A single phase semi control converter bridge has two thyristors T1 and T2 and two diodes. Okay. And the two thyristor T1 and T2 and two diodes D1 and D2. Okay. And in this case the load is a separately excited motor drive. The load is a separately motor drive. Okay. For the load current is assumed to be continuous over the working angle or the working range. Okay. So in this case, this motor is shown by its equivalent circuit, and in this case, its field supply is not shown. Okay. So when the field control is required, the field will be fed from either a control converter or uncontrolled converter. Okay. And this quadrant, actually in this case, the quadrant operation is shown here. Okay. So here you can see here, in this case, the voltage polarity remains same and the current direction remains same. Okay, the voltage polarity, the output voltage polarity and the current direction is not changing. That's why the single phase semi control converter operate in the first quadrant only, or the single quadrant only. Okay. So what is the average value of the output voltage here? What you will get here? Okay, so this V0 equal to Vm sin, what will you get? So this is the what is the input voltage here? Input voltage Va is nothing but Vm sin omega t. So this is the single phase supply. Okay, Vm sin omega t. Okay, then this is the we have already studied in the power loadings that so what is the average value of the output voltage? V0. So this V0 equal to what will you get? Vm sin, this is Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha. Vm, okay, Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, so you can draw this circuit diagram. Okay, so mainly, okay, this type of topic, okay, initially, okay, so how we will proceed? Okay, first we will draw the circuit diagram of the system. Okay, then after that we will derive the voltage equation. Okay, and we will derive, after that we will derive the expression for the speed in terms of torque. Then we will draw the speed torque characteristics. Okay, so in all the speed control, okay, problem, so we will follow the same steps. Okay, see over here. Actually, okay, let's say in a cycle of the okay, of the source voltage. Okay, usually, okay, this is the response. Okay, this is the output voltage and output current is done here. Okay, so this dotted line is nothing but your input voltage. Okay, so in a cycle, okay, in a particular cycle of the source voltage, okay, the thyristor T1 receive the gate pulse. The thyristor T1 receive the gate pulse from alpha to pi, and the thyristor T2, okay, will receive the gate pulse from pi plus alpha to 2 pi. The motor terminal voltage and the current waveforms for both, okay, for the continuous modes actually has been shown here. Okay, so in your syllabus we will study only the continuous mode. Okay, continuous mode means the current never be equal to 0. Okay, so here there are two periods. So one period is from, okay, alpha to pi, another is from your pi to pi plus alpha. Okay, pi to pi plus alpha. So after pi plus alpha, the same thing will repeat. Same thing will be repeat. Okay, so here you see over here. Okay, during alpha to pi, during the period, okay, alpha to pi, the devices T1 and D1 on. So here you will get the output voltage. Okay, so the output voltage will be same as your input voltage. Okay, so from pi to pi plus alpha, from pi to pi plus alpha. So okay, so this is the period of freewheeling. Okay, so that means the output voltage will be equal to 0. Okay, then again at pi plus alpha, the thyristor T2 is on. So during the period pi plus alpha to 2 pi, T2, D2 are conducting. Okay, so during this period, okay, the output voltage is same as input voltage. Okay, so next we will see. So during the period alpha to pi, during the period alpha to pi, the armature loop equation will be equal to VA equal to IARA plus LA DIA by dt plus EV. So this equation will be obtained by applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law in the circuit. Okay. Similarly, during the period, okay, pi to pi plus alpha, during the period pi plus alpha, okay, freewheeling is occurring. That means the output voltage will be equal to 0. So that, okay, if you will apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law, okay, then you will get the, okay, armature loop equation can be written as, okay, 0 equal to IARA plus LA DI by dt plus EB. Okay. So next we can find out the, okay, average value of the output voltage, okay, across the motor terminal. Okay, average value of the output voltage across the motor terminal. Okay, V, this is not VA, this is VO. VO equal to, okay, so average voltage, average value only, okay, actually you know that average value equal to area divided by base. Okay, area by base. Okay, area under the curve is, okay, so integration of, okay, lower limit is alpha, upper limit is pi. Okay, alpha to pi, Vm sin omega t d omega t by base is pi. Okay, so integrating the, okay, integrating this and substituting the lower limit and upper limit, so you will get the average value of the output voltage will be equal to Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, so under the steady state condition, So you can write the speed equation. Okay, in the machine we have studied the speed of the DC motor n equal to, okay, V minus IRA divided by K phi. Okay, V minus IRA divided by K phi. Okay, or substitute the actually the output voltage here. Okay, what I can write here, okay, Vm by 1 plus cos alpha minus IRA divided by K phi. Okay, so in case of separately excited DC motor, we know that torque is proportional to phi into Ia. Okay, so as the flux is constant, okay, so you can write here, okay, T equal to K phi into I, or I equal to T divided by K phi. So substitute the value of armature current in the speed equation, you will get this one. So this is the, okay, this is the speed torque relationship, n equal to Vm by pi into 1 plus cos alpha divided by K phi minus RA T divided by K phi whole square. Okay, so this speed equation consists of two terms. Okay, so the first term represents the theoretical no load speed, and the second term is nothing but the speed drop, okay, produced by the armature current. Okay, so this expression for different value of firing angle, you know, this speed is a function of firing angle alpha. For various value of firing angle, you can draw the speed torque relationship. Okay, so this is the speed torque characteristics. Okay, so for different value of firing angle, okay, alpha equal to 0 degree, alpha equal to 30 degree, alpha equal to 60 degree, alpha equal to 90 degree. Okay, so you can draw the speed torque characteristic from this equation. Okay, so these, okay, so these characteristics are not straight line. Okay, but it is drooping. So for a particular value of actually, okay, firing angle, okay, sorry, for a particular value of torque, okay, so if the firing angle increases, if alpha increases, then the speed decreases. Okay, so this is how we can draw the speed torque characteristics of separately excited DC motor. Okay, separately excited DC motor connected to single phase semi control converter. Okay, the same analysis can be applied for the, okay, single phase fully controlled converter, okay, DC separately excited motor. So we will discuss in the next class. Okay.